Feel the ground beneath my feet is shaking like a leaf. It is still good. Hey guys, how are you? How is your night going? I can't read. I can't read what you have written, but thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you for the likes. Hi Areva. Hi Ed, how are you? I am Iranian. Hi, how is Iran? Hi Evie, how are you? Thank you for coming to my live. Ed, how is Iran? Lana, hi, how are you? How's your day, or is it nighttime? It's currently 1 where I am. My day was good. Yeah, I had a good day today. Lana, good. Oh, glad to know that you're okay. Oh, Ed, I am doing fine. Your English is actually fine because I can understand, so it means that your English is fine. Thank you for clicking on my video. Nurilla, Nurula, Istanbul, Turkey. Hi, how are you? Thank you for clicking on my video. Lana, my week was really good. I had a good week. I was. What did I do that was new? I am learning some new course here, and I'm enjoying it. Evie, oh, thank you so much. Thank you for the compliment. Ed, you are asking me how old I am. I am 30 something. Did I go to Starbucks? Lana, in Kenya we don't have Starbucks. Um, in Kenya we don't have Starbucks actually. We only have KFC and which other one? I think only KFC that is global. Yeah. Ah, no McDonald's. No McDonald's. Which country are you from? Because for us, we rarely do fast food. Nurula, go to my bio. You will see a number there. Hi, I can see you. I think I have a number of my on my bio. Let me just. Why do you want the WhatsApp number first? Oh, oh. Lana, which country are you from? Are you guys comfortable, or should I give you a jacket so that I make all of you blue? Thank you for the likes too. Did I fly to Ukraine? Really? Why will I be flying to Ukraine, Lana? Lana, where do you come from? I have never flied out of East Africa. Yeah. So I have only been to in Africa. Nurula, yeah, you said you're from Istanbul. Where do you come from, Lana? Tell me something interesting about the place that you come from. Brayo, I'm watching from Kenya and I have a question. What is your wildest thing you have ever done in your life, man? Wildest. I am trying to think about it. What is the wildest thing I have ever done? Huh? Nothing really. Apart from water rafting at Sagana, I haven't done anything that is really wild, like wild, wild, wild. I haven't done it. So, Brayo, what's that you have done? Nurula, you don't understand me. Let me text. Let me use my other phone to text you so that you can understand. Hi, Eliud. How's the USA? Which state are you from? Lana. Lana, what are you texting? Eliud, your name sounds very Kenyan. So this is for Nurula. Oh, Boston. How is Boston? What time is it? I'm sure it's you guys should be like 7 hours behind us or something. Yeah, I think you should be like 7 hours behind us. 7 or 9. There's one season where you are 7 hours behind us, and then there is another season where you are should be like 9 hours behind us. Gid, were you Kenyan? Because your name sounds very, very Kenyan. Guys, thank you for liking my video. Keep the questions coming. Face emoji. Ah, what is face emoji? Lana, your questions. What is face emoji? Sorry, does my face look like it has an emoji or something? I don't understand what you're asking in short. Don't ask. Please. Yeah, I'm from Kenya. How is Kenya? Cold. We are in our winter. I know it's nothing compared to the Boston winter, but hey man, it's very cold. Okay, not very cold, but it's relatively cold. At Wanijua. No, I haven't downloaded. I don't know what face emoji is, Lana. So yeah. Eliud, uko shule ama uko job? Guess the city I am right now. Give me the continent, then I guess the city. It's in Canada. Okay. Which cities do I know in Canada? Quebec? Quebec or Ottawa or Lord? Which other city do I know? Um, is it a major city or is it a small city, Lana? Thank you for the likes, guys. Keep the comments coming. I'm also trying to. Hi, Sam. How are you? Yes, I am very much alive, as you can see. I have missed you for many days. It starts with a T. Let me see. Cities in Canada. Cities in Canada. Toronto. Is it Toronto? What do you mean? Ah, nice. Thank God for Google. How could I miss Toronto? Because actually Toronto is one of the big cities in Canada. How is Toronto? Nurula. Let me type for Nurula. The most, but Moscow is a city in Russia. So how do I guess a city inside a city? Yes, I have written. I'm saying please check for. Yeah, we cannot have a city inside a city, Lana. Oh, you mistyped. Okay. Okay. Lana, let me. Sealand. Why are you taking me to school, Lana? Sealand. Sam, Sam, you don't want to tell people who you are today? It's a self-declared micronation located on former offshore military platform in the North Sea, above 7 miles off the coast of England. That's right, right? Google says it's a self-declared micronation. How small is it? Let me see. Features, government, flag. All right. Yeah, now I know what Sealand is. What about it? Sam, I'm asking you today, you don't want to tell people who you are? Nurula, I don't use Snap. I don't use WhatsApp. Just text me on my number directly or on my email. So whichever is fine. But if you go to my contact, like on my contact details, you will see. Well, I just like the micronation. Okay, Lana. Do you plan or have you gone there? Guys, keep liking the video and thank you so much for clicking on it. Or you haven't? Do you plan to go visit? I da morning. I look like I have been what? Dream. What is discombobulated? What's that? And what makes you think I look like that? Oh, Norula, I keep forgetting. And it means like I don't know what that means, Damone. I don't even know how to pronounce her name right. It is that you've been like you look like you are somewhere else. Somewhere else? Which somewhere else? Lana, you believe you can touch the sky? Go ahead. Are you a she or a he? First, before I tell you, go ahead and touch the sky, girl. I have written, Norula. Girl, get off that phone. You act like you all at. Do you even have any daughters? Uh, Damone, who hurt you? Who hurt you? I don't have any daughters, so I can do it, I guess. Thank you. Yeah, it's my grandmother's house. You're absolutely right. Oh Lord. It means that you look like you're somewhere at your grandma's house. Is it your grandmother's birthday? Lana, is that for me or for this dream? I don't know. Is it dream guy? Sam. Sam, so you know, Sam, so unajua niko kwa nyanyangu. I look like I am a mom. Yeah, that's a compliment. I am a mom. You're a dad, or you are a mom too? I look like I'm a mom. I am a mom. I cannot refuse. I am an old woman, Dream. I'm not young. So I look like whatever you want me to look like. But I cannot be your mom. You are rude. No, I'm not live. This is a recorded clip. Lan, I only have plants. I don't have a cat. Where I live, Lana, we can't have pets. My apartment is small. It's my grandmother's house. How can I have a cat in my grandmother's house? But your name is written Dhream. So is it dream or is it dream? And why are you so, I don't know. Lana, for an interview, yes, I have had an IQ test. So how is your name pronounced? Is it dream? Because it has an H. So is the H silent? And I'm Kenyan. We can't pronounce hard names. And why are you coming at me? Me in my grandma's house, just chilling. Yeah, Nuru is Turkish, Sam. No, I don't have a pet, Lana. Not here where I am. Where I am, I don't have a pet. Do you own one? It's more common for you guys to have pets than it is for us to have pets. Yeah, he said he's from Turkey. That's an emoji for a dog. IKEA. No, we don't have IKEA. We don't have IKEA in Kenya. Our nearest IKEA should be IKEA, I think Dubai. That's like 4 hours or 5 hours by flight from Kenya. Lana, so Nairobi, we don't have these foreign stores, many of them. Sam, do you speak any Turkish? Because metro. Which metro? Which metro? We don't have those things here. Tell who is Sam. Sam is my self-proclaimed sugar daddy. Have you went to metro before? Lana, we don't have metros in Kenya. We don't have metros in Kenya. And tell Sam where you come from. You send me my number but do not answer. Where did you send the number? Nurula, where did you send the number? Sugar Daddy City has all. Yeah. Go to Google and Google, but Google, but what 15OH? What's the command, Lana? Nurula, where did you send the number? Oh, you mistyped all the time. It's fine. Tallest building, 3 7-star hotels, Miracle Garden, and whatnot. Sam, what is in the Miracle Garden? Type this on Google. So how many zeros How many O's is that? What's there? 15. Oh, it's full of flowers. It's like a flower garden. You guys were recreating the Garden of Eden. But that Dubai, I'll be there soon. My sugar daddy will be paying for that trip. Do you know him? I don't understand you. Can you write? Nurula. Now, Nurula, what do you want me to write? I have not seen a question. And thank you for the likes, guys. So what's there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. At the Easter egg, an official Easter egg or something. Guys, please like the video as you come, and thank you so much for clicking on it. Nurula, I don't understand what you're asking. To type what? Because when I type, if there is a question, I can type the answer. So I haven't seen a question, so what am I typing? Instead, speak. So, Sam, what else is there to see at Dubai? You know, you guys are in a concrete jungle. Okay, and in a concrete, let's say a concrete city. Here to see. What are you here to see, Sam? What are you here to see? I would like to talk. Sam. You can see Sam. You- I am sorry I disturbed you. No. Sam, tell me. I'm here. Somebody declared me a mom today. I think I should get a baby. Be romantic. Oh my goodness. Have you ever, now that you stayed in Kenya, have you ever seen a romantic Kenyan? Just tell me. It's not in our DNA. We should get a baby, yeah, so that I become a proper mother now. Sam, as Kenyans and that name romantic, we don't go together. Log in again. Okay. Email is invalid. How? Or log in with eHub. Bullshit. Ha! 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 Sam, you are using big words today. Do you want me to remind you that I'm a pastor? Hmm? Why are you typing big words today? Pastor for outside world. Even for the one inside, even for my family. So you want me to curse? Sang. Do you want me to curse? Not for me. Ah, how does the title change? So it's like I switch it on and then I switch it off, so depending on the circumstance or on where I am. Or it takes a long time while translate. Okay, Nuru. Sam, uh, what language do Turkish people speak? Is it still Arabic or something? Or Turkish? All right. So even if I learn Arabic, I'm not going to finish the Middle Eastern languages. It's like when you learn English yourself in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. Thank you for the likes, guys. I can see them. Two different. Yeah, yeah, they are different. I believe they are. I believe they are because yeah, Turkish is Turkish and Arabic is Arabic. And everybody disappeared. Which of the following are the two statements regarding the- Yeah, they should be different. Yeah, or you're writing from translation. That's fine. It's in Europe and Asia, right? Part of it is in Europe. I think a small part is in Europe, a small part is in Asia. Ah, okay. Bosporus River divides the city. Ah, okay. It divides the city. So one side of it is in Asia, and then the other part is in Turkey, is in Europe. Does it mean that a part of it they also speak English and then a part of it speaks Turkish, or is the official language just Turkish all round? No, correct. What is correct and what is no? Official Turkish. Ah, okay. They officially speak Turkish. Official Turkish Ottoman Empire. What's that? Who ruled Ottoman Empire dynasty? That's in Turkey. We are still talking about Turkey, right? Ah, okay, okay. I really don't know so much about their history, not unless I go and learn. Oh, okay. Start- I want to sleep or what? Sam, how was your day? Let's leave the Turkey Empire alone. I don't know so much about it. Istanbul. Is it hey, Istanbul or Istanbul? Is it that one? I'm not Googling. My laptop is on some course I'm doing. It should be Istanbul. I don't know if it's Istanbul. Uh, what is the capital city of Turkey? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But tell me. Ankara. Oh, Ankara. For me, Ankara is a type of fabric. For me, Ankara is a fabric. Oh, I didn't know that Ankara is the capital city. Ah, okay. And so everyone wins again. What is the purpose of sprint bloody scrum to generate action and improvement items? What did you eat? Ah, ham. I have been eating like a rabbit all week. I ate githeri. I know you know githeri. That's what I ate. I have been eating as if I'm homeless all week. What thing do you guys eat oftenly in Dubai? Because I believe Dubai is also like a meeting point of many cultures. We get all food. Yeah. You get all food because you have all types of people there. So you have Indian, you have Arabic, you have English, you have everything. But for us, we only have Kenyan. And you know, in Kenya, most of us we make our own food. We don't like get to buy or to eat out oftenly. As we get to have our own. You're lucky, you guys. You guys are tired of typing. And I'm sitting down because my back hurts. I don't have. You will go to hell. ah, Sam, I need a functional office chair. Why would you ignore the pasta? Nope. I will leave good massage. Massage. Oh my goodness. Swaminathan. Swaminathan. Is it Saminathan or Swaminathan? Sam, you will give good massage. Is a key consideration made by Argentine framework. Lord. It will lead to something. What something, Sam? I am just a baby that looks like a mother. Hey, what's the answer? I will teach you. All right. You teach me then. When I come to. Did I get that? Did it just jump? So, Sam, when I get to Dubai, you will teach me, all right? Hi. Ah. No comment. No comment for you, Sam. No comments. I told you I don't speak that on social media. Waiting for me. I'm here. Why are you waiting? Yet I'm here. Are you working for me and my ha? Sam, you will now start speaking to yourself. You just know that I don't speak that online. Whatever it is that you're typing about making the bed stronger, and yeah, you just know that I will dodge that conversation very fast. You are my sugar love. Sugar love. Sam, are you a Gen X? Huh? Are you a Gen X? You're my sugar love. Structure of an agile tech team. Sorry. Okay. Sam, now you should get me a job so that I become rich like you and be visiting Dubai every month. Like the way you get in a matatu to go to town. You can stay with me. But I will need money. Will you be paying me? Will you be paying me an allowance? Even if I stay with you, I still need a job. Calm. Huh? Huh? Ooh. And then after 1 week, you're like, I'm tired of you. I want you to go back to your place. And the way you guys can, hey, the way you guys can argue. Imagine throwing me out in the Dubai sun or in the Dubai cold at night. I need a job and a fat bank account. No, I want, and that also has never, and it will never keep any man. You know that by now. User experience. I'm here learning. I will make you. I, Sam, can we leave that bedroom stuff? I'm here learning about hard tech things. Everything has first time. Me, I need money. If I have money, I can comfortably stay anywhere. But I need to know that if I'm in a place, I also have the freedom to get out anytime I want. So money plays a big role. That I will get. How much? How much? I can buy a ticket tomorrow. But I heard recently Kenyans have been overstaying in Dubai, so nowadays they are a little bit strict on giving us visas. I don't know how true that is. Give a normal range of money. In Nairobi, if it's Dubai is more expensive than Nairobi. So how much do you need, you as a person, how much do you need to survive for a day in Dubai? How much? Because I know bed space is also expensive. Some gloves. Hi, Sam. Thank you for coming. My channel is about gloves as well. Yes, I do. I have some gloves. My channel is about gloves as well. You use these Sam gloves. That is your channel. Cleaning gloves, surgical blacks. And where are you? Where do you live at? Let me look for your channel. While you are live streaming, would you wear the disposable gloves, plastic gloves, cleaning gloves? Yes, for me while you are live streaming as well. Huh? I would, but I don't know where they are at. Really. I don't clean with gloves. I only use gloves when I'm painting. And they are in my sister's room and she's asleep. I wouldn't want to disturb her. But I will subscribe to your channel. So it is Sam Gloves. The disposable ones, Sam Gloves. Yeah. All right. Sam is asking, how much do you pay me if I wear the gloves? I only use the disposable ones when I'm painting and doing my DIY work. Sam gloves. Okay. Uh, and I like to stare and watch the live stream if people wear disposable gloves on both hands. Is that some kind of fetish or something? I've seen your channel. It has like 1.25k subscribers. Subscribing I can do, but I won't be wearing gloves. I'm sorry. They are in my sister's room and she's asleep and I don't want to disturb her. Yes. Why do you love gloves? I think it is the disposable plastic gloves, the ones that are like creamish in color. Huh. Why? That's strange. I have never met somebody who loves gloves. Yeah, it's a fetish, really. You always loved gloves. I, I only wear them. You just love gloves. No, again, some I have said I cannot wear them. Reason being, I only wear gloves when I am painting and they are in my sister's room and she's asleep and I cannot go there to wake her up. So I'm sorry I can't. But thank you for passing by. Okay? I'll understand if you have to go because I don't have gloves. Maybe if you super chat me, I can consider this experience. That is a strange request. User experience. Sam, unaniachia watu wa gloves. Sam, thank you for coming. As usual, it's been a pleasure having you around. Have a lovely, lovely night. Hai, unaniacha hapa niambiwe nivae gloves. Sam, you're very persistent. I won't be wearing the gloves. I'm sorry. Imagine right now in the middle of the night going to look for gloves. I don't know where. I'm sorry, I won't be wearing them. Whew, thank God. Guys, can you get me to 10 likes at least before I log off? Which one? Leave a comment, I will know. But that is your likes are quite unusual. Where do you come from, Sam Gloves? Where do you come from? You must be English or American. Patterns, themes, insights. Hey guys. I'm in reading mode. You can leave a comment below.
As we get started, it's important to keep in mind that the role of a UX designer can look very different at different companies. At a larger company like Google with thousands of employees, UX designers often have a dedicated user experience research partner, so designers don't have to do much research themselves. But at a smaller company, one UX designer might be responsible for both the UX research and the UX design. That's why it's so critical for you to learn how to do both parts of the job. Plus, having some research skills can be really enticing to companies that are eager to hire new UX designers. Let's start with the basics. UX research focuses on understanding user behaviors, needs, and motivation through observation and feedback. The goal of user experience research is to prioritize the user. We also want to make sure business needs are met. UX research can help bridge the gap between what a business thinks the user needs and what the user actually needs before an expensive and time consuming product is made. So, how does UX research fit into the development of a product? To answer this question, we need to zoom out and revisit the product development lifecycle. You may remember that the product development lifecycle is the process used to take a product from an idea to reality. User research is a continuous part of the product development lifecycle and takes place before, during, and after phase 3, design. Research that takes place before anything is designed is usually called foundational research. Some UX teams might also call it strategic or generative research. All three terms mean the same thing, but in this course, we'll stick with foundational research. Foundational research answers the question, what should we build? Additional questions you might ask during this research phase are, what are the user problems? How can we solve them? The goal of foundational research is to help define the problem you would like to design a solution for. This research includes talking with users and identifying their pain points when using a product. And guess what? Sometimes foundational research reveals opportunities no one on the design team would have come up with. Research that takes place during the design phase, phase 3, of the product development lifecycle is called design research. Some teams call it tactical research, but both terms refer to the same thing. Design research answers the question, how should we build it? Here's a list of things you might want to ask users about during this phase of research. How was your experience using the prototype today? How easy or difficult was it to use? Why? Did you encounter any challenges? The goal of design research is to inform how the product should be built. Design research gives designers a chance to reduce the problems that occur as users interact with your prototype. You can conduct design research very early in the design process when you have paper sketches, or you can wait until you have a prototype to test with users. It just depends on what your key research goals are. The third type of user research is called post-launch research. You might guess that post-launch research only happens
Hi,
at the end
Nuru.
of the product development lifecycle. Post-launch research can be used to evaluate how well a launched feature is meeting the needs of users. Post-launch research answers the question, did we succeed? The goal of post-launch research is to understand how users experienced the product and whether it was a good or poor user experience. You might also want to check your product's performance against the competition. Next, let's discuss some of the key qualities that UX researchers usually possess. Qualities of a good UX researcher include
Sam.
empathy, pragmatism, and collaboration. We've already discussed empathy, which means the ability to understand someone else's feelings or thoughts in a
Okay.
situation. Pragmatism is a practical approach to problem solving. Pragmatic people are focused on reaching goals.
So what do
Collaboration
you
is the
do? Do
ability
you
to
like
work with
wear
a range
gloves
of
every
people,
day yourself?
personalities, and work styles. You already have all of these qualities. All you need to do is learn how to apply them in your work. The more you develop these qualities, the more capable a researcher you can become over time. So keep at it. Let's talk about user research methods. The term methods refers to how you get the research done. There are many different ways to get the answers we need from users, and you'll decide which research method to use based on the questions you need answered. Each method has positives and negatives, which we'll cover in another video. Before we jump into each research method, let's cover the basics. There are two ways we categorize research methods. The first way is based on who conducts the research. The second way is based on the type of data collected. So first, let's think about who conducts the research. Primary research is research you conduct yourself. For example, you might interview users, survey users, or conduct a usability study to hear from users directly. Secondary research is research that uses information someone else has put together. Secondary research can be information from books, articles, or journals. You've probably done secondary research before and not even realized it. Did you know looking at the statistics of a sports team counts as secondary research? Most of the time, secondary research is done at the very beginning of the product development lifecycle, before any ideation happens. Secondary research is often done by product leads, not UX designers. But the insights they share can help you make a stronger case for your design choices and gain more empathy for your users. Another way to categorize research methods is to think about the type of data collected. Data can be collected through qualitative or quantitative research. Quantitative research focuses on data that can be gathered by counting or measuring. Quantitative research is often based on surveys of large groups of people using numerical answers. This type of research often answers questions like how many and how much. If you want to know how the majority of users are experiencing a product, you should use quantitative research. On the other hand, qualitative research focuses on observations. Qualitative research is often based on interviews, where we focus on a smaller number of users and understand their needs in greater detail. This type of research answers questions like why or how did this happen? If you want to know why users are having a bad experience with your product and how to improve it, you should use qualitative research. Here's a quick way to remember the difference. Quantitative research gives you the what, and qualitative research gives you the why. So now that you know the basics of how we categorize research, it's time to dive into some common research methods. Let's start with interviews. Interviews are a research method used to collect in-depth information on people's opinions, thoughts, experiences, and feelings. Interviews are usually conducted in person and include a series of open-ended questions where the researcher asks the user about their experience. Use interviews when your questions require a detailed response. For example, can you spot the difference between these two questions? How would you rate your experience using the app on a scale of 1 to 10? Versus, how was your experience using the app? The second question is open-ended and allows the user to share more about their experience. Next up, surveys. Surveys are an activity where many people are asked the same questions in order to understand what most people think about a product. Surveys allow us to hear from a larger number of users than we can during interviews. Surveys include a mix of quantitative and qualitative questions. Surveys are most useful after you have some initial understanding of the user's pain points and want to solidify that by surveying a larger number of people. Finally, let's talk about usability studies. Usability studies are a technique that help us evaluate a product by testing it on users. The goal of a usability study is to identify pain points that the user experiences with different prototypes, so the issues can be fixed before the final product launches. During a usability study, you get a chance to see how your end users interact with your new product or feature. And afterwards, you can interview the users to learn more about their experience. The usability study data is then used to improve the UX of the design. If the product has already launched, a post-launch usability study might include data like success metrics and key performance indicators, which are commonly known as KPIs. Key performance indicators are critical measures of progress toward an end goal. The KPIs for an app or new product launch might include things like how much time the user spent on a task or the number of clicks they used to make a purchase. You'll learn how to conduct your own usability study soon. Remember what we mentioned earlier? The research method we choose depends on the question we're trying to answer. If we're just getting started with a project, we might use secondary research to know the stats, facts, and figures that already exist about our users. For example, imagine you're designing a budgeting app. You might want to review historical spending trends of folks in their 20s. Or you may want to learn what these young adults actually spend their money on. Chances are a credible study on this already exists. Finding one can save your team time and money. Plus, why redo work that's already been done? Another cool thing about secondary research is that it's immediately accessible. Usually, all you need is a good internet connection. Last, secondary research can be used to back up your own primary research. If users mention something during interviews, you might want to find secondary research to back it up. But there are also drawbacks to secondary research. Secondary research doesn't allow you to observe users interacting with your budgeting app, so you will not have feedback on how users feel about your product. Next, let's talk about interviews. Interviews allow you to understand what users think and why. During interviews, there is also an opportunity to ask follow-up questions and really understand the user's experience. The main drawback is that interviews take a lot of time and money. This means you'll end up with a small sample size, which can be risky when launching a brand new product. A compromise is surveys. As we learned earlier, surveys allow us to get feedback from a larger sample size of users. Other benefits of surveys are they are fast and inexpensive. You can hear perspectives from a lot of users very quickly. One big drawback to using surveys is that feedback from users is limited. Survey questions don't allow
Guys,
for
leave a
in-depth feedback.
comment.
Last but not least, let's think about usability studies. Usability studies allow us to observe firsthand user interaction with our product. Our designs
I'm
make
good.
sense to us because we are the ones who
Where had
created
you
them.
gone?
But that doesn't guarantee
And
they'll
are
make
you
sense to
feeling
every
better
user.
now?
Usability studies keep our assumptions from getting in the way of acknowledging the user's
The last
actual
time you were
experience.
here, you
In
were
addition,
dissing me too
usability
much.
studies let the user give in-depth feedback. The drawback to usability studies is that they
Oh,
only
watching
measure
YouTube,
one thing,
okay.
how easy the product is to use. Another drawback to usability studies is that they are expensive because you have to bring users into a lab and reimburse them for their time. Finally, how a user interacts with your product in a lab environment is different than how they will actually use it in real life. All right, now you've got
Now
a basic
for 1
understanding of the
hour
benefits and
and
drawbacks of
23
4 common
minutes
user
now.
research methods. Next, we'll shift gears and identify biases in UX research.
I rarely stay 2 hours.
Now that you know the basics of user research, let's explore how bias can get in the way. In this video, we're going to discuss how bias specifically
Oh,
affects design work.
223.
We'll examine 6 kinds of biases: confirmation bias, false consensus bias, primacy bias, recency bias, implicit bias, and the sunk cost fallacy. To begin, let's define the word bias. In short, a bias is favoring or having prejudice against something based on limited information. It's like making up your mind about someone before you really gotten to know them. We all have biases, and they're often unconscious. While we can't completely get rid of biases, we can be more aware of them and work to overcome them. In UX design, this is critical to product success and to your professional development. Everything we've learned so far has shown us that we aren't the user. We've also learned how important it is to put ourselves in our user's shoes when making design decisions. Biases can really get in the way of doing this. Later, we'll get into the details of how this all applies to your work. The first kind of bias to be aware of is confirmation bias. This bias occurs when you start looking for evidence to prove a hypothesis you have. Because you think you already have the answer, you're drawn to information that confirms your beliefs and preconceptions. Let's say you have the preconception that left handed people are more creative than right handed people. As you research, you'll tend to gravitate towards evidence that supports this belief, and you'll use it to build your case, even though it's not necessarily true. One of the most effective methods for overcoming confirmation bias during research is to ask open ended questions when conducting interviews. An open ended question lets the person being interviewed answer freely instead of with a yes or a no. You also want to get into the habit of actively listening without adding your own opinions. That means you aren't leading your interviewees towards the answer that you want them to give. Another way to avoid confirmation bias is to include a large sample of users.
Ooh, guys,
Make sure you're not
I
just
think
looking
I
for a
want to
small
go
group
to
of
sleep
people who
shortly.
fit your preconceived ideas. You want to have a big sample of users with diverse perspectives. Next up, let's look at the false consensus bias, which is the assumption that others will think the same way as you do. In UX research, the false consensus bias happens when we overestimate the number of people who will agree with our idea or design, which creates a false consensus. It's possible for the false consensus to go so far as to assume anyone who doesn't agree with you is abnormal. You can avoid false consensus bias by identifying and articulating your assumptions. For example, you might live in a community that often identifies with certain political beliefs. When you meet a new person, you might assume they share your political beliefs because you both live in the same town. But that isn't necessarily true. Finding a few people who do align with your beliefs and assuming they represent the entire community is a false consensus. That's another reason to survey large groups of people. Another kind of bias that affects designers is the recency bias. That's when it's easiest to remember the last thing you heard in an interview, conversation, or similar setting because it's the most recent. When talking to someone, you're more likely to remember things they shared at the end of the conversation. To overcome the recency bias, you can take detailed notes or recordings for each interview or conversation you have. This way, you can review what people said at the start of the conversation in case you don't remember. UX designers might also struggle with primacy bias, where you remember the first participant most strongly. Sometimes the first person you meet makes the strongest impression because you're in a new situation or having a new experience. The primacy bias, like the recency bias, is another reason to take detailed notes or recordings so you can review everything that happened, not just the memorable first impressions. Recency and primacy biases also demonstrate why you should interview each participant in the same way. Consistency makes it easier to compare and contrast over time. And consistency makes it more likely that you'll remember the unusual and important moments that happen throughout your research. The next form of bias we'll cover is implicit bias, which is also known as unconscious bias. Implicit bias is a collection of attitudes and stereotypes we associate to people without our conscious knowledge. One of the most common forms of implicit bias in UX is when we only interview people within a limited set of identity profiles, such as race, age, gender, socioeconomic status, and ability. These profiles are generally based on assumptions we have about certain types of people. For example, implicit bias might cause you to feel uncomfortable interviewing people whose life experiences are different from your own. On the other hand, we might choose to interview people from typically excluded groups, but then ask potentially offensive questions because of our internalized stereotypes. Both of these scenarios are problematic and lead to a lack of representation in our research and design process. The most important thing to note about implicit biases is that everybody has them. To overcome our biases, we can reflect on our behaviors and we can ask others to point out our implicit biases. That's one of the best ways we can become aware of our biases. The last form of bias we'll cover is the sunk cost fallacy. This is the idea that the deeper we get into a project we've invested in, the harder it is to change course
Hi,
without
everybody.
feeling like we failed or wasted time. The phrase sunk cost refers to the time we've already spent or sunk into a project or activity. For example, you might think to yourself, I might as well keep watching this terrible movie because I've watched an hour of it already. For UX designers, the sunk cost fallacy comes into play when working on a design. You might have invested hours into designing a new feature, but then learn that the feature doesn't really address a user problem. It's easy to keep working on a design that you've invested time into, but ultimately, you need to focus on work that positively impacts users. To avoid the sunk cost fallacy, break down your project into smaller phases and then outline designated points where you can decide whether to continue or stop. This allows you to go back based on new insights before the project gets too far along. You're now familiar with the most common forms of bias in user research. It's important to know that there are other biases we haven't covered here. Bias is a limitation that extends well beyond the fields of UX design and user research. They can creep into the ways we make friends, manage projects at work, and communicate with family members. Now that you know about these biases, you might even start noticing them in your daily life. The more that identifying bias becomes a habit, the better you'll get at avoiding bias in your design process. As UX designers, we want to prevent biases from getting in the way of accurate research. You can always refer back to the glossary if you need a refresher about these biases and their definitions. Keep these tips in mind for overcoming biases, and you'll be on your way.
Congratulations on finishing this course from the Google UX Design Certificate. You can access the full experience, including job search help, and start to earn your certificate by clicking on the icon or the link in the description below. Watch the next video of the course by clicking here, and subscribe to our channel for more from upcoming Google Career Certificates.
Slick, hi. Click, I see you. How are you? How are you doing? Where are you watching me from? I'm Kenyan, by the way. I'm in Kenya, in Nairobi to be specific. Hi, Kaylee. How are you? Um, I'm reading, Kay. I'm reading, but I also just wanted to go to bed in a short while. Right now, I'm reading. Guys, please like the video. Just double tap your screen to like and also leave me a comment. Instagram. What time is it? It's almost 3 a.m. Yeah. It's super late, I know. Yeah, I'm going to sleep. I normally sleep at 3. Just being getting done with my class and then I sleep. You need to sleep. Yes, I do. I need to. But this is my kind of like my usual sleep time. So, yeah. No, I don't use Instagram. I don't use most of the social media channels actually. But search TikTok, you will find me there. And I don't know why you want to get in touch. 8 a.m. in the morning. Oh, night time. Ah, okay, yeah, it's super early for you. Oh, 8 night time. I keep on forgetting that you're in the US. Yeah, it's actually like 7 hours or so. All right, Nurula. Thank you, Kay. These are like one, two, three. These are like 5 different shades of pink. Thank you. I wish I could see yours too. Making sure that the teams day to day are aligned with the business objectives. Whew. So guys, I want to say thank you for clicking on my video, for staying for a while, for long. Kaylee, I don't know if you're still here, but I got to go to bed. It's my bedtime now. So thank you guys so much for coming, and I hope to see you another time. Thank you, Nuru. Thank you, Kaylee. I had Sam. I don't know, everybody who was on my live stream today. Guys, thank you so much for supporting me. And for the first time, I actually got a lot of likes. So thank you so much. God bless you where you are, and have yourself a lovely night, day. Yeah. Until the next time that I see you. Bye.